Hey everyone, it's Ten Types, and Japan has been in the post-rotation format for a little under a week now, but we're getting a better idea of what cards are good that we didn't necessarily know before. And today I'm going to be going over 10 cards that are currently in standard internationally that are going to be very good, or at least a lot better than they are now post-rotation. Cards you might want to get before rotation that, as I said, aren't super good. They're on varying levels, but post-rotation are going to be quite good and potentially very important. And as I said, I have 10. Some of them are kind of grouped together, as you will see. And I'll just break them down. Some kind of represent other things as well. But the first card I have here is Team Rocket's Petrol. Team Rocket's Petrol was a card that I, along with a bunch of other people, have been speculating will be quite good at post-rotation, because what it does is it is a supporter that lets you search for a trainer, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. It is a Team Rocket supporter, which I will get to in just a moment. That being said, ignoring that part of it, in standard right now, it's essentially just worse than Arven. If you look at, you know, a deck like, say, Goldengo here, you can see it plays 4 copies of Arven. Actually, sometimes I think they play Team Rocket's Petrol, but that's a little situational. Actually, yeah, that's pretty rare. But you have Arven, which searches for an item and a tool, and so that is, that's good. It doesn't get you stadiums or supporters. However, getting a supporter isn't super useful because you can't play at that turn because you already just played the supporter. And then getting an item is the main thing you'll be getting a lot of the time. That can get you any Pokemon, really, any basic energy, which is, a lot of the cards in your deck. Obviously, it is any item, and then it could also, you can get any tool with it. You can't get any stadium with it. That's a bit of a downside, but stadiums are kind of meh. And even like one of the best ones, Artizone, is rotating. That being said, what's also rotating is Zarvin, right? So Petrol is a little worse than Arven. It's not that much worse than Arven. But yeah, I mean, playing it post rotation when there isn't Arven, this card is pretty good here and is seeing quite a bit of play in Japan in the Sid League tournaments in a wide variety of decks. It's not like broken or like exact. It's not really a true staple, I guess, but it's very good. And compared to pre rotation, where it's kind of, I don't know if I'd say irrelevant. It's a lot better. Also, as I said, it is a Team Rocket supporter, and I have 2 other cards that work with that, which are that's not the right card. Team Rocket's Transceiver, which searches for a Team Rocket supporter, revealing it, put into your hand, which can be essentially an extra copy of Team Rocket's Petrol in your deck to be able to find it. It's not used in that role that much because, like how many Team Rocket's Petrols do you even need? But it can be a nice little option there. And then there's also Team Rocket's Factory. Team Rocket's Factory is a stadium card. This card is pretty interesting here. Saying once during each player's turn, if they played a supporter that has Team Rocket in its name, then you may draw 2 cards. I will say Team Rocket's Petrol is, so there's 5 Team Rocket supporters. In standard at least, and Team Rocket's Petrol is by far the best in general decks. The other 4 only work within Team Rocket's decks, really. They do literally nothing or almost nothing in non-Team Rocket's decks, but Team Rocket's Factory paired with Team Rocket's Petrol is, again, it's fine here. It's something you'll mostly be playing in Team Rocket's decks, but in non-Team Rocket's decks with just Team Rocket's Petrol, Team Rocket's Factory, and Team Rocket's Transceiver are decent options. That being said, these are also good within the Team Rocket stacks, of which there are 2 post rotation, which are both doing very good. Check out my podcast with Uncommon Fossil if you haven't checked it out yet, where we ranked the essentially like all the meta decks post rotation, and both the like regular Team Rocket stack with Mewtwo EX and Spite Ops and like Team Rocket's Energy. I guess the other one also plays Team Rocket's Energy, as well as the Team Rocket's Honchkrow deck, which Team Rocket's Honchkrow is not out yet. It's coming out in Ascended Heroes. But anyways, both of these need Team Rocket supporters. Team Rocket's Honchkrow directly does damage based on them, along with the Team Rocket's Porygon line. So you need like a ton of Team Rocket supporters, and then you'll be playing Team Rocket's Transceiver and Team Rocket's Factory as well. But in a Team Rocket's deck that's the like Spite Ops Mewtwo deck, here you'll still be running a bunch of Team Rocket supporters in the stadium and the item, because getting any of the 5 supporters, I mean, I'll just quickly go over them. The one is a good draw supporter, like a quite good draw supporter. The one is a good gusting supporter. The one is a good setup supporter. The one is a good disruption supporter. And the one is Team Rocket's Petrol, which is obviously we're just talking about that card. So these are all 5 very good supporters. They're not broken. They're like on, I'd say they're on par with the top supporters in the game, though, within a Team Rocket stack, which is very, very good. And then Team Rocket's Factory getting you extra draw is also obviously just going to be good there. Ultimately, Team Rocket's Factory and Team Rocket's Chancellor, as I said, are mostly going to be in Team Rocket's decks, which are good. I'm not exactly sure what the meta is going to look like in Japan. Obviously, we've seen what the meta is looking like so far. We'll see if things end up changing. That being said, I'd be surprised if Team Rocket isn't at least a lot better than it was pre-rotation. Moving on to the next card, we have Team Rocket's Crobat EX here. Team Rocket's Crobat EX is a really interesting card. Pre-rotation, oh, okay, I've seen no play in, what's it, like regionals and internationals and some other events. That's what Limitless would have there. So it's, not very good pre-rotation. Also, I guess I'll include Team Rocket's Golbat here. Team Rocket's Golbat on play puts two damage cards on one of your opponent's Pokemon. Team Rocket's Crobat EX here puts two damage cards on two of your opponent's Pokemon, also for 120. Sorry, for two directives you do 120, and then you return this Pokemon in all card, or not the, you just card the cards attached, but you turn this Pokemon in the whole line to your hand there. This is interesting. I played it a little in current standard. It's cool, but it's not like super good. But, obviously you compare this with some Team Rocket stuff. That being said, it's kind of meh. Wait, this isn't even, no, is this post rotation? This is post rotation, but this is like, it's pretty niche in the Team Rocket stack. That being said, it's being paired some with Dragapult. It's not being paired with Dragapult all the time. There's a bunch of different builds of Dragapult, but it's being played a pretty reasonable amount. Before that, it hasn't seen that much play. But within Dragapult, I mean, obviously it plays extra damage cards on your opponent's board, and it's kind of like Dusknoir. I've kind of compared it to Dusknoir. Obviously, it doesn't place as many damage cards, but it also doesn't knock itself out. And because it doesn't knock itself out, you can still use the ability even if your opponent is playing Psyduck, which is pretty common. And I think Dusknoir is good, but that is a counter there. And then you can also attack with it, and you can. I don't know. You like can attack with it. Attack with it isn't super good. You can use your new upper energy, but that's a bit of a commitment. And then you can use basic darkness. This deck only plays one. I think most are for like Crispin, then you like Monkey Doors, so you can't actually attack with it very easily here. But for the most part, you just get extra value, which is pretty nice. I don't know exactly how good this will be, but I mean I like this card, and people are playing it, so I'm just gonna say it's cool. It's a fun card, right? It's a fun card, and I think it will be better post rotation, even if it's not amazing. The card that I do expect to be very good post rotation, though, is Judge. Judge is not rotating, by the way, or it's like being reprinted in this the 100x product thing. But anyways, Judge, if you're not familiar, it is in standard as well, by the way, which says each player shuffles their hand into their deck, draws 4 on a supporter. And this card is seen play at like different times. It's not like a completely irrelevant card, but post rotation, it's going to be a lot better. We see, okay, this deck's only running one copy. I think it's not going to be played in like crazy high counts, but currently in standard, we have Iono. Iono is like super good. It's a good draw supporter. It's a good disruptive supporter. So generally in both those rows, it's better than Judge is. It's not like this list runs one of each. I will say I think Mega Absol should generally be running more Ionos than they tend to do. But anyways, that's not for this video. Wait, no, there's two Judges in this list. Judge is potentially more disruptive early game and better draw late game, but for the most part, Iono is just going to be a better supporter, but it is rotating, right? Just like Arvin's rotating, Team Marcus Petrol is a little worse, taking its place. Judge is a little worse than Iono, but it's taking its place. It is also like one of the only ways to disrupt your opponent's hand in a decent manner. I can't really think of anything else that's kind of like Iono. That is like good. That's also pretty versatile. There's stuff like Unfair Stamp as well, which is been seeing some play. But Judge just as attack option is pretty nice. Also, in some decks, wonder if I can actually find it here. But there are people playing Meowth. Yeah, wait, that's the same list I just clicked on, I think. People are playing Meowth EX. I actually don't know what decks are playing Meowth EX. I mean, this one is here. This one runs a bunch of 1-of and 2-of supporters. Meowth EX searches for a supporter on play. So if you're running Meowth EX, you can then run potentially thinner supporter lines with more like tech supporters, and then something like Judge, it's going to be a worse draw supporter than Lens Determination all the time. But if you really need that disruption, you can hopefully find it on the turn you need it, while not sacrificing your draw. supporters too much there. So overall, Judge is, I mean, yeah, this is not something I've been the only person saying either. The Judge is obviously, a nice card post rotation with the loss of Iono, and Iono is very good. So this is, I think, an important card. Moving on to two more cards here, we got Tera Orb and Mega Signal. I will say Mega Signal. I think Mega Signal in standard right now is kind of meh. But Tera Orb is a bit better, right? Terra Orb sees play in some different decks playing Noctowl, but it's usually like a one of it. It's played not that much. I mean, if you look at a deck like Terra Box here, we see it's also one of it can get 5 different targets, but ultimately, this is another case of the cards rotating, and that card is Nest Ball. Nest Ball, leaving the format, is a huge deal, right? Look back at this Terra Box list, and yeah, it's running 4 Nest Balls, right? That's a lot, and it's running 3 Ultra Balls. So you could run 4 Ultra Balls, and then yeah, there's also Pokepad. I will say Pokepad is kind of replacing Nest Ball, kind of sort of, but they're pretty different. But Terra Orb, getting Terras is useful. If you're a deck that runs a few Terras, right? I think Terras post rotation are going to be a bit weaker, but a deck like Dragapult here, Moosey, Dragapult, and Noctowl in this deck, and Noctowl can get you your Terra Orb, and Terra Orb can get you your Terras to get your Noctowl set up, right? Obviously you're doing one or the other. It's like the chicken and the egg or whatever. But you need Terra Orb to be able to get your like Dragapult without discarding 2 cards as well. That's really useful at times. I'd say that's just made use right now in standard, but post rotation, you also need to get your Wilson Rest Ogre Pioneer out, discarding 2 cards. So, yeah, I mean, Terra Orb is a really nice card. And same thing with Mega Signal. I think Mega Signal is an even bigger deal. Megas are kind of meh in standard right now. I think the deck that best uses it is Mega Absol. Mega Absol is running, 2 different Megas in the deck, and a total of 4 Megas in this list here. That being said, it's not like absurdly good in the deck. It's okay, and you can kind of search it out. Post rotation, though, megas are cool. I mean, we have a deck like Mega Frostlass, Mega Starmie. This deck is running a few different megas, but on top of that, you don't have Nest Ball, right? You don't have Nest Ball to find the pieces you need. So in a deck like Mega Absol, you're not gonna be able to find the Mega Absol using Nest Ball. So Mega Signal is going to be a nice replacement for that. It's not, again, broken or anything, but it's pretty good, and a nice little piece to have, which is sad. It's replacing, just like a lot of these other cards, replacing an older card that is better, but it's leaving the format, right? So Mega Signal and Terra Orb are decent replacements, and yeah, they're fine. Moving on to the 8th card we have here. This is Mega Lucario EX. These final 3 are those are really defining of decks. Mega Lucario EX in standard is okay. It's played some in Goldengo, where I think it's like kind of bad, but I'm not gonna lie. But anyways, it's played in Goldengo in standard some, and it's played its own deck as well. That being said, it's kind of meh. It's a little clunky. It's just not super strong. And a deck like Goldengo actually is able to do big damage. Mega Lucario also can do big damage, but again, it is clunkier there. And it also can get one-shotted by a Pokemon like Goldengo. That being said, in the post-rotation format, Goldengo is nowhere to be seen, which is good. So it's not one-shotting this, and then Gardevoir is also nowhere to be seen, because they're rotating, by the way. They're not bad. They're rotating. And so that's not one-shotting you. So you should be able to survive hits better. There are some new fighting pieces as well. I don't think the new fighting pieces are a huge deal for the deck, but I will acknowledge them, that they do exist. There's a few coming in perfect order. That being said, ultimately the deck is just like fine, and with a lot of the top decks rotating, Mega Lucario is proving to be pretty decent, and being one of the top decks at doing big damage. Yes, it's not doing big one-shots as easily as something like Goldengo, or being able to get there, I guess, as quickly, because Goldengo you could do it turn 1, turn 2 going. Well, you could do it turn 2 with Mega Lucario as well, but you could, you don't need to, get multiple energies on your Pokemon to take one-shots, right? So, you can use, Premium Power Pro, just, a couple of those, then Mega Lucario EX and take a one-shot on pretty much anything, which is good. And then the deck has some, different options as well, but overall the deck is just pretty good. And, yeah, I mean, it's not like it's unplayable, this card, right now, but it's going to be a lot better post-rotation. Same thing with Diplin / all the Festival Lead here, right? Festival Lead is a deck that is kind of bad, right? It's funny, but it's not so good. What it does is, you attack twice if you have a certain statement play, and you have some fine attacks. To be honest, I am a little skeptical of this deck because I mean, looking at Festival Lead, you're a deck that has low HP basics, so I'm kind of nervous about Dragapult. I think Dragapult's going to be super good. But anyways, apparently the deck's doing well, so I guess that's fine. And then I mean, you're just going to go ahead and be able to do decent stuff. And against the metagame, decks are a little weaker. So this deck is doing well. Also, your Pokepad, a great card to get you set up, getting any non-rulebox Pokemon. This is a card to get. It's not out yet, but definitely get this card. And yeah, I mean, it's just going to allow you to go ahead and set up better, do your stuff better, and against the weaker decks, you should be able to take care of them a bit better there, as opposed to just like falling apart randomly, which still might happen. I don't know, but Festival Lead looks a lot better post rotation, and I'm excited for that. I know there are some people who are not fans of Festival Lead because of the trainer trials, but yeah, Festival Lead is going to be good in standard. I don't know if it's going to be super good. I've heard some people say it's going to be like crazy good. I don't think that, but I do think it's going to be better. Then the last card I have here, this is Surfing Beach. I wasn't sure what card to put here. Surfing Beach is a switch from a water Pokemon to a water Pokemon every turn on your side. And yeah, I mean, this card is good for water decks. Currently in standard, it's not very good because water is not very good, but I mentioned this earlier. Like a Frostless, Mega Starmie, which I've talked about some previously. I'm not going to go into too much depth here. It does some decent spread and is like pretty simple and straightforward. So it's a pretty good deck, I think. I don't think it's. I'm not fully convinced that it's like super good. Again, I talked about this with Uncommon Fossil on the recent episode of the Reasonably Effective podcast, which is just on my channel as well. It's not like it is on podcasting platforms, but it's also on both of our channels. But anyways, the deck's like good, and Surfing Beach is good in the deck. It's not like broken in the deck, but it's pretty good as a stadium bump. And honestly, it kind of functions like I mean, the deck kind of functions like Marnie's. You're looking for a stadium bump for like Battle Cage is going to be something you want to bump, and just having this is like nice as well to be able to switch, which can be useful, right? Being able to switch is cool. You're running a bunch of not water Pokemon, so if they gust off Monkey Dory, then I mean, you retreat the Monkey Dory because you have the energy on it, but it's a bit of a pain there. Surfing Beach doesn't actually do what you're looking for it to do, but for the most part, Surfing Beach is a nice little addition. And the only card in the deck that is both not new and because you have like the megas and you have the some other new staples, and it's also a card that isn't seeing that much play right now. I really wish this was coming out just a little bit earlier so we could play it with the Starmie, which pings Pokemon is standard, but it's not, which is fine. But ultimately, tell me down below in the comment section what your thoughts are on these new cards, if there are any that you are looking to pick up. As I said, I would recommend it. If you want to play any of these decks in the future. But I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell, all the good stuff. I hope you enjoyed, and as always, I'm excited to see you in the next video.